Okay, this is for FTT-114, week 4, assignment 2. So for this week's assignment, we're going to be going over 5 things. 1, we're going to be locating, punching, and riveting your holes. In this case, though, I will not be using the rivets. For the second thing, we're going to be attaching 1 or more belt loops to the finished Kydex holster, which in my case, I will be using a outside the waistband paddle mount that I purchased from knifekits.com, and here's the hardware that goes with it. For 3, it says sanding, polishing, and finalizing the project. So the only way I want to finalize the project is, so here's the holster cut and rough shaped. So this is the gun. Keep your fingers off trigger at all times. You can see the blaze orange follower in the magazine, so we know that the magazine is empty. We're going to tilt it. Bore's empty. Take the magazine out, put this to the side, and cycle the action a few times, just to ensure that it is a safe firearm, and we'll put this off to the side for now. On the holster itself, the only other material that I want to remove is a little bit of a curvature right in this area to provide a relief point so I could get a full purchase on the gun without my middle finger rubbing on the holster in any way, if that makes sense. So that's really the only sanding that I'll be doing to finish this up. Otherwise, I've already did a bit of rough sanding when I did the cutting and shaping of it. I just, cleaned it up. For the 4th, any aesthetics such as stenciling, painting, engraving, I will not be doing any stenciling, painting, or engraving. I like how it's basic, so we're going to keep it like that. 5, include at least 1 picture of the retention device being worn on a strap or belt as appropriate. So I will, of course, show how this is going to be worn on my person in this video. To begin, locating and punching and drilling these holes out. So the first thing we are going to be doing is I have a 3/16 drill bit, and we got a hand drill. I'm just trying to organize everything so that I don't lose nothing while we're doing this. Okay, so for where the paddle mount will be mounted, the camera can see slightly. There are 2 dots. Those are just estimations of where I want it. So kind of like in between those 2 is where I want to drill my hole, pretty much, is why I marked it in that manner, because I want the mount to be on in a certain orientation. I don't want the corner of it to be too close to this edge that's been chopped off. I just want it to look normal. So we will begin by doing that. I'm going to stand up. The camera's not going to be able to see, probably. Yeah, no. It's all good, though, because we can't do everything, right? It's 1 hole. Two. Clean it off. One, 2. And then we'll line that up. And that'll work. Cool. So then, pop these through the back. Needs a little more. Very stubborn. I got it to go in one way, but I'm trying to get it to go in through the back. I don't know why this has to be so difficult. Let me see here. Unfortunate. But we will work with it. So, these ones are even wider. So we're still having an issue with it going through. See, and that's the thing, like, I could go up in size, but it's literally just like a hair, so I don't know what's up with that. Fit and finish, you know, things are different. We'll drill this one out a little bit too. There we go. Get all this off of me. So, oh, and it's gonna fall out. So there, we got those on in there. I'm gonna leave that oriented like so. So then we can show the rest of it. So we got some rubber washers and then some normal washers to hold those in place, and then the 2 screws. I will also be Loctating these in place. I have 2 types of Loctite. I have a cheap kind from like China, but I do have the real deal stuff, blue 242, made by actual Loctite, so we can use that for, you know, strength purposes. And put the rubber on over these pegs. This is going to be like shock absorption, pretty much, and to take up extra space. Well, now we can take our Loctite here. Oh, without dropping it. I keep dropping everything because I have super glue on my fingers, so that's what happens when you play with super glue. So, oh gosh, don't apply too much. This stuff is very liquidy. Wipe it on your pants. It's all good. And I'm just threading it in. Trying to thread it in by hand. I don't have good lighting, so I can't see right now because my head's in the way. There we go. So I got the first one in. Second screw. Just put a little bit of Loctite at the very end of it. Sneak the metal washer in underneath to kind of trap that rubber one in place. And then I'll screw these down. So here, should probably show it to the camera. Sorry. So now let's just make sure we put the Loctite away. I don't want that dripping everywhere. Put it back up where it's supposed to go for now. Now we have the paddle mount mounted. I'm going to mark where we want the holes to go on this side and drill on this side, so this will not really be in our way for when we are doing this. Wipe off the excess Loctite, and there it is. So that's pretty good, pretty cool. I'm gonna torque it down a bit more, make sure it's really nice and snug. Also check that the screw's not coming through the back, because you don't want it to scratch the gun. Therefore, you don't want to put the screw in too far. More birds screaming. So now, I like to use a white pencil and locate where these are going to go. I've kind of thought I wanted to do 2 of them just to kind of pinch the front of the barrel section as well as their trigger guard. But a lot of depictions I've seen in the actual Kydex lab book for micro compact pistols, they like to only utilize 1. Of course, in this situation, this is a rivet, so they utilize 2. I will not be doing rivets just because I used a spacer in between here, like a chunk of wood. So there's this space that needs to be filled up with rubber, with a rubber spacer. So like a retention system. So I can't use rivets in this case because I provided that space, that gap. So I am pretty confident in the decision that I want 2. So I think that's what we're going to go with, because why not? It's not going to hurt anything. It's just going to hold the gun in better, you know. I mean, if we really think about it. Plus, why not? It's for the fun. So I'm going to again stand up and do this, just to be so I can put pressure down onto it, so that I know that it's going through both sides even. Clear the chips and we'll show the first one. Keep in mind, little hint, be careful. If you go through too far, you will nick your paddle mount. This is all good. It's just learning experience, so it's all fine. But first hole, we'll go on to do the second. Move some things out of my way. Two holes drilled out, can't go back. So now we will take these rubber spacers, and the ones provided I feel like are just too thick, so I might actually use skinnier ones. So let me actually take a look at that, this other hardware here in this bag. Yeah, let's go with these. These will probably work better. And then put the second one in. This one might be a bit of a problem because the mount is a little bit in the way. But it's all good. We'll figure it out. There we go. Just gotta kind of force it in there. Rubber spacers go onto the pegs. Maybe I can just line them up and then squeeze the kydex in place. Take a screwdriver. Nope. That is smart, not smart enough. So what's hard about this part is that you have to stretch this rubber piece around the actual peg. Whoa, dropping it again. Around this. And when you don't have much room, it's actually kind of hard to stretch this around that. Kind of silly. So then I'll do that to the second one. Okay. It's the best I'm going to get it on there until I tighten it down with the screws. So, let's move on to the next step. We got to pull out our Loctite again. Loctite 242. Get our screwdriver ready. Put just a little bit. I really don't know what a little bit is. Never have. And then I'll attempt to start it with my fingers. And then I'll do the same with the second one. Okay, now that we got them started in, I can kind of show it on camera. And then I'm going to put the cap back on this Loctite. It is messy. It's very liquidy. And then we will show that. Just got that in place. Rubber in between. Paddle mount installed. I guess let's do a test fit. Yeah, it's awesome. Go a little tighter. Yeah, it's nice. Now, one thing I did forget is I should have shaped this before I put the paddle mount on for this side. Although I really could get away with only curving this side because, I mean, my finger don't really get in the way over here too much. So we'll see about that here in a minute, because that's what we're going to next, is sanding. So now let's clean up the hardware we didn't use, and we're going to just put that back in its bag for another project. And to just go over riveting, so I at least covered it. This is what they send you. A little bag with some rivets, and they send you the actual riveting tool. All you do is your base plate. This is your punch. You're gonna put long piece bottom, little piece top, bang them together, and it brings two pieces together, clamps them together as one. Fairly simple stuff. It's like fixing an eyelet on a tarp. Everybody's done it. Maybe not. So we'll put this off to the side. And where's my Dremel? Okay, we'll use the one supplied by the school. And, which is the Wen. So, pulling out all the attachments that I will need. We'll set the storage box off to the side. So, we will, to begin, start off with this. And I like to attach this shaft to it so that I don't have to hold this tool while working on this. So I just crank this down in there. And now we have like sort of a stencil pen, essentially, you know, extension. That allows me to set this off to the side and still use it from a distance. So, to imagine this curvature, I like to go off of the front cover on the actual lab. This is in photo without the glare. As you can see, there's this natural curvature right here, and that is to provide clearance for your middle finger as you grasp the handle. You want to have a full purchase on that gun if you're going to have to pull it out for any reason. And that's what I'm trying to achieve here. So we will do that. And like I said prior, white pencil is your best friend for stuff like this. So I'm just going to mark it. Kind of where I want material to be removed. Just the estimation, and then I'll look at it side by side. And honestly, that's okay. It's not a big deal. When working with this material, it does like to go all over, so safety glasses is a must. But yeah, Kydex, when you work with Kydex and you're sanding it or cutting it, chips, dust, it flies everywhere. It's worse than wood. I am attaching my sanding drum. Yes, this is a bit of a longer video, guys. Bear with me. I am sorry. This is also going to be loud, so put your safety glasses on. And I have it set to a speed of 3. As I said, this stuff gets everywhere. So, take a better look at it. While I added that curve in there, I also made sure to round off the edges. That's what you were seeing me do. So now another test fit. Like I said, this stuff gets everywhere, dude. Like, I could feel it on my skin. It's like little particles. Yeah, real fun. So, again, we've already established this is a safe gun. But let's practice safety here. Blaze orange magazine, follower, tippet, bore is clear. Safe gun. So, test fit. Nice snug fit going in. Nice feeling there. And already, just that little cutaway allows my hand to rest. And this is how I know. So, for example, your finger is resting here, right? In a resting position. When you pull that gun out, it's supposed to lay right where it's supposed to be, in a safe position, correct? Same thing I want with my purchase down below. I want my fingers to be already in position without having to readjust once I pull that holster, or pull the gun out of the holster. So that is the whole extensive point of this. And also how you're going to know is when you get that full purchase, put the gun back in. And if you still experience pinching, as you can see, there's pinching, which means I'm going to start taking away a little bit more material. And we'll remove material until we don't experience that anymore. But this video is getting fairly long, so I'm going to chop it up short. So I'll just briefly go over this. I don't want to polish it really. I do buff it, slightly polish it. I don't add any polishing compound, and this is going to mess up your buffing wheel. It's going to fray it up a bit. It's going to mess it up. It's going to damage it. But it's okay because it provides this nice smooth matte finish, and I really like that. So I'm okay with that. That's what I will be doing. But other than that, I'm not going to continue on with sanding on camera just because I feel like it's a waste of everyone's time, especially when the video's this long. You guys get it, shaping, sanding, polishing, it's great. So let's see what this looks like actually being worn, right? Because that's the last thing. We got to include at least picture, video proof, right? Hold on. I lost it. Hold up. Here we are. So, there we go. So as you can see, right now I don't have a leather belt on, so I would recommend a leather belt so you have it's more firmly in place. But it fits nice. It does what it's supposed to do. So awesome. Outside the waistband, open carry holster. This will be utilized for when I take my goats on a walk. So that'll be fun. Got to protect them from predators and things like that, and so it's important, It's just a duty holster. It's for camping, hiking, whatever, fishing, taking goats on a walk. So let's just go over everything real quick. So let's take the holster off and let's go over. So we located and punched the holes, and we attached all the hardware. For 2, we attached the paddle mount. For 3, I showed you shaping, sanding. And 4, I already went over that. I'm not painting or stenciling or engraving. I like the basic look. I'm going to keep it like that. It's a duty holster. It's not supposed to be flashy. It's supposed to be used, guys. And 5, I showed you it mounted on my person. So that is all. We're going to end it there. The only thing I'm going to do to this is maybe apply some more pressure to the hardware just to make sure it's all nice and tight, which it already is. And I'm going to just slightly sand more of this away until I feel like it's comfortable, for me. Like I said, this video is already getting long, so I'm not going to continue on with that. So that's everything, though. Like I said, my name is Caleb Webster Alt, and that is all. So thank you very much.